there, Richard. It's Thursday. That means Free Coaching Thursday. Got a brand new episode for you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bumper episode today. 5 questions that my audience has asked me. If you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're building a home business, I think there'll be a lot of value in the answers. Maybe just one of these questions uncovers something you've been waiting for. You get a breakthrough. Hopefully you'll be entertained. I'll be back with this week's episode. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. So let me just dive into these questions. Number 1, which types of business have the brightest future? That's a great question. I like the use of their language. So I believe the brightest future for any business are the ones that focus on value. There is a huge gap in any industry right now, especially if you're building something from home, especially if you're using the internet, branding, that type of business model, where people are getting better at marketing their stuff, but their stuff is rubbish. So they can say the right things. They know that they should be using YouTube. They should be using Facebook. They know what a sales funnel is. They know what branding is. They start to get better at those things, right? Maybe they watch my videos and other people's and start to pick up tips and start to do that type of stuff. But when it comes to actually creating and delivering on the product they're selling, on the business they're selling, on them performing as a coach or whatever, then they lack in that. They're not focusing enough time and effort on that. Because what's ultimately going to dictate the success, and the word they use, the brightest future, is going to be the results of the recipients of your product or service. If you get results, people will market it for you. They won't be able to help themselves because they'll be excited. Think about this. You buy a course. People do this all the time. I can give you personal experience on this. I have people that they buy my course, then they get fantastic results. I had a gentleman the other day, thank you. I've recommended this to my upline. I've shared this with my team. Because you know why? Because he bought the course, and within 2 weeks he had 13 people in his diary who wanted to join his team, who wanted to be a partner with him in his business. He'd never had that before. So do I need to cajole him, persuade him, teach him some kind of different model or some trick or some hack? No, he couldn't help but tell anybody else who was around him in his sphere of influence, because he just couldn't help himself. Because he got results, because he was happy, because he wanted to pay it forward. So if you focus on the value and the results that you can actually deliver in any business model, then people will shout about it. So what can you do with what you offer to actually focus more? Instead of, yes, marketing is very important, because once you've got it, you've got to put it in front of the right people in a way that has them want to take action. But are you actually focusing enough time and effort and energy onto the business or the product or the service you're actually providing? Because that is the smart game, and that is how you win the war in any business model. Okay, don't keep looking for something outside of what you're already doing. Get better at what you're doing on the inside and what you're providing. Let's look at the second question, which is, how do I use SEO to get more traffic to my website? First of all, you're going to get more traffic easier using YouTube. It's less crowded, less people know what they're doing. There's more videos, but they're not really trying to optimize them SEO in the correct way. I get about 90% of my videos rank in the first 5 or 6 results for the keywords. Not all of them, but the vast majority, and that brings me a lot of traffic, a lot of sales, and a lot of business. Now, that wasn't your question, so I'll focus it on websites. Now, if you don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. That's where, think about when you go on Google and you type in, I don't know, let's say you were looking for best supplement to lose weight. And then a whole bunch of websites pop up. You've got the people that are paying to be up there, but then you have what's called the organic ones. These people have done certain things to their website so that their website pops up at the top of those results, which is obviously going to be good for their business because more eyes are now on the exact product that the people are searching for. So the only way you're going to rank for any keywords, which is the words that people type in on Google, for your website, is to go for the low-hanging fruit. You need to build some kind of power in your website, like get some kind of power behind you so you can take on those bigger, more highly searched terms. So a great way for you to do that is to type in the main type of words that you would want to be found for. So let's say great weight loss supplements, but then look at the bottom, search that, and then go to the bottom of the screen and look for all the suggestions that Google's given you. Those are other keywords that people are typing in relation to the main one. You can also see this sometimes in the search bar. When you type in great supplements for weight loss, other extra words will start to be added onto that sentence. These are great suggested keywords that Google is giving you. Now, if you can pick a longer one or a more obscure looking one, less people are going to be trying to compete and rank their website for that keyword. That's where you should start. Start with that low-hanging fruit. Maybe it's only going to get you 20 clicks a month. But 20 clicks a month, if you can do 20 keywords like that, that's like what? 2 2 to 4, so that's like 400 visits and clicks every single month in, month out, 12, 24, 36, 48. 4,800 people a year who are now actually coming to your website just off of you going for the low-hanging fruit. And now with those extra 4,800 people and more as you do more consistency, your website starts to gain more traffic. It starts to rise in its popularity. More people start clicking around. There's more engagement. Now you've got the power in that website to really go and take on the big boys and girls. If you try it when your website is small, it just isn't going to work. The only shot you have of taking on the big boys and girls is outspending them when you won't have the budget, or manipulating greatly what it is that you're doing. And that's a dangerous game. Google's always checking for what we call black hat stuff that's not very good, goes against their rules, and just completely wiping your website out. So you don't want to do that. Go for that low-hanging fruit. Use those suggested words, start to gain some traction, and then start to creep up those power of those keywords. It's a great question. Number 3, what is the easiest $1,000 that you have made? I don't like the word easy. I like the word simple or less hard, right? The words less hard, because I make one of my main products is $1,000, and I make sales of that day in, day out, over and over again. So someone would look at me. I remember a friend being with me once, and we were out with our kids. And, like my phone binged and he was next to me, and I just opened it up and it was like, you just made $1,000. He was like, what's that? I was like, oh, look. And I scrolled down and there were multiple sales, and, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. Where's all this coming from? And I was like, oh, people find my videos, they find my content, they click on my content, they click on my website, and then they buy, and I don't have to speak to them because I've laid everything out in great detail, answer their questions, they have everything that they need. And to be honest, they don't want to speak to me. They want to just get started and get the results. He's like, wow, that's easy. And I remember thinking, no, it isn't. Because it took me years and years and years of acquiring skills, of trial and error, of learning how to market, of understanding my audience, of getting them results, of people that didn't used to get results, finding out why and fixing that. Years of work that you'll now see. If you bought my course, if you check out my course, that's years of work. Of trial and error, of blood, sweat and tears, of marketing budget, of results, of just everything. Work. So now, bing, my phone pings with $1,000. That took a lot of work to get to that point. And I think sometimes when people say they're looking for an easy way, I think they're looking to try and avoid that work that I just spoke about. And you can't. Like if you could just become a marketer and put out any old shoddy piece of, half-assed effort, and then the next day you're making $1,000, everyone would do that, wouldn't they? Everyone would do that. Human beings, we take the path of least resistance. We wouldn't want to put 5 years worth of work and failure into something if we could put 5 minutes in. It just doesn't make sense. So, there is no easy in making $1,000 when you're doing it this way, right? It's in complete correlation to the value that you're going to deliver into the marketplace, the skills that you're going to acquire, the discipline that you're going to take part in, and the consistency. So instead of looking for an easy way to make $1,000, look for how you really want to make $1,000 and then become good at that until it becomes easy. That's my answer to that question. Question number 4. What are the marketing growth hacks for 2019? My answer to this is the same as to the first one. Instead of looking whether chatbots are cool, or whether, a certain email service provider is better than another, or a certain color on a website is better than another, those things make a difference, but they pale into insignificance when it comes to actual value and results that you can deliver. So just focus on what results can you offer people. Like if they buy your product, if they work with you, what are the results they can expect to achieve? Then when you're doing that, the growth hacks will take care of themselves. Like if someone recommends to you and says to you, hey, this course is absolutely phenomenal. Here's a screenshot of my PayPal. Look, I made $4,000 today, and that's off the teachings of this course. You've got to go check it out. I'm not even an affiliate for it, but you've got to go take a look. Does it matter if they Facebook message you that? If they email you that? If they say it on the phone? If they write it on a piece of crumpled up paper? No. The desire is there based off the results and the perceived value that you're going to get. You have a huge desire to go and find out about that. Now, do you have to have smart marketing? Do you have to be able to put that product in front of the right people with the right message and inspire them to take action? Yes, but that doesn't change at any platform. You have to do that on social media, in your sales funnel, on your website, in your YouTube content. That is the same. You have to prove you know what you're talking about. You have to build value with people. You have to show, hey, listening to me and being around me is good for you and your business. You have to show that, right? So it doesn't matter about these growth hacks that people keep asking for and looking for. They can make a 2% difference. And if you're already making millions, you already have a team who you can put on to find those growth hacks and get that 2%. But right now, if you're making like $1,000 a month or less, do you really want to take all your time and start looking for a $20 pay rise? Or do you want to do something with that same time, invest it, that's going to double, triple, quadruple, 10x, to quote Grant Cardone, right? Your money. We want to do that, right? So take your time and invest it in the wisest place, which is what results are you going to get, what value are you going to offer, then start worrying about, can we squeeze 2% out by using this color on our funnel or this chatbot instead of that one? You know, just makes sense, right? Just makes sense. Final question. Why are most people in MLM failing? Oh, this is a passion of mine. I love MLM. I think it's a great business model. I just don't like a lot of the people who are in it. And namely, the message that has been force-fed to people, which isn't a professional one. You know, get into the events, buy more of the product, get to the events, buy more of the product. That is a small piece of the puzzle. But that is being taught as though it's the whole puzzle. You know, there's a 99%, for me, failure is not making more than what you're spending. And 99% of people fall in that. Go check out your company's income, if you're in MLM, go check out your company income disclosure statement. Look how many people are making more than what their auto ship is. It'll be at the most 5%, and that's a lot. It's usually about 1% who are being able to do that. So 99% failure rate, why are we being given the same message for forever? People say that's what's always worked, that's the way it always has been, the way it always will be. I'm like, yeah, but what's also always has and will be is 99% failure rate. So if you start with something crap, unless you want a whole lot more crap, you need to change it, right? It's like every day I drive into my garage and I scrape the wing mirrors. Okay, I'm just going to keep on doing it. That's the way, this is a garage I've always used, but I don't want my wing mirrors to break. Well, no, I either have to buy a smaller car or extend my garage, right? It's one or the other. I can't just keep on driving in and one day my garage is either going to fall down or my car's going to just give up, but it isn't going to solve itself. And this is why I feel most people are failing in MLM. There's this message from uplines who are uneducated. I don't think they're bad people. I just think they're uneducated that are speaking what the company is saying, which is, what do we need to do to make money? Which is, how do we get people to buy tickets for events, which is where they make a big injection? And how can we get people keep on paying their auto ship? Regardless of whether they share it with other people, if they can keep a good few thousand, 10,000 people embedded in that system, then they'll make decent money. They come to an event every 3 months, spend a couple of $100. They spend $100 or $200 every single month with them. That's a big business. 5,000 people paying you $200 a month, and then $300 every 3 months, every single year, month in, month out, year in, year out. Why do they need to do anything else or teach anything else? They don't. They're making the profit. So I believe there's a big issue with that. In fact, you can go to richardmatharoo.com/webinar. I talk a lot more about this subject, and I go into the solutions that real network marketers, i.e. people without huge success stories, without big lists, what they can do to address that. But my advice to you on this Free Coaching Thursday episode is open your eyes. Look around at the people who you were following. Did they really get results the way that they're talking about? And if they did, what examples have they got of teaching other people how to do the same? Like I used to go to company events and sit and listen. And then I realized there was about 20 or 30 people out of a company of about 500,000. There's like 500,000 people in this company, and there's only 20 or 30 who are saying that this tactic works. Now, these are the prevalent 20 or 30 that are being wheeled out at every single event. So we see them a lot. Start to follow them on social media. So now we're seeing their message on a daily basis. 20 or 30 people giving you the same message every single day in, day out on social media, every single event. We start to believe this is the way. And then we start going, hang on a minute, what about the other 499,970? What about them? This isn't working for them. We don't question that. And I want you to question that. Not a conspiracy theory, like question everything, but I just want you to ask yourself, do you want to follow the path that you're on, the people that you're on? Have they got a great track record of teaching lots of other people? Or is in fact the company that they're heading up and talking about, is the failure rate 99 to 95% again? If it is, you need to take care of your own income and build your own economy and learn what works for real people in network marketing. So take a look at that resource if that's you. That's my fifth and final question. Hope you gained something of value from this. It's a little bit longer than normal. If you stuck around, congratulations. You're one of the disciplined people. That stands you in good stead. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you've got a question for me for a future episode, leave it in the comments. If you like the video, then like the video. Have a fantastic day. I hope I helped you in some way today. Bye for now.